What is going on? We are live back for episode 59. I'm your host, Adam Ross, and to my virtual left, we got Tyler. What's going on?
Hey, Adam, how's everybody tonight?
Man, it is definitely a good weekend. Hopefully, everybody is bringing in June in full effect. I know where I'm from, we're waiting on the warmer weather, but we'll get to that in a bit. Thank you guys for joining us. I know we never say it, but like and subscribe.
Yeah, RC4Us has got our back here. Look at he is all about it.
There you go.
Thank
Definitely cool. So hopefully everybody got to try some RCing this weekend. We got some awesome news coming up, and I'm excited about what we're even going to be giving away.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about the giveaway? I'll bring up something.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll mix in some news with the giveaway. So the one color. So we talked about this before. When we released the large solder mat, it matched. It has the one color, right, and which matched the mini solder mat. But our kind of like outstanding different one was the two color original solder mat, the 9x12. Well, good news is that the one color 9x12 solder mats are in and they are available, which means we have some inventory of the two color mat still available. We have about 60 units left of this. So it's discontinued. So this is going to be our giveaway for tonight. We are going to give away two of these 9x12 two color solder mats to two lucky winners tonight. Adam will have a nice hashtag to follow up here in a little bit. And then also tonight, you'll see that banner that's running down on below. Tonight during the show only, if you go ahead and purchase one of these two color solder mats, you get a second one for free, but you have to use the code COW-TECH. Now, not only do you get yourself a second one, you save 10% off your order. So you can order as much stuff as you want. Obviously, that code is good for anything, anytime, any day. But today only, if you order a two color solder mat, you get a second one for free. It won't show up in your cart, but Heath will know because the one you purchase will be in the cart, but the second one won't show up in your cart. So don't freak out. Heath has got your back, and that's why he's watching the show. He's paying close attention. So use that code COW-TECH and get yourself hooked up tonight.
Yeah, not only that, man, I'm just getting back from an epic event, and I was able to hook up with my painter. I got all new lids for me and the kids. Yeah. And we didn't come home empty-handed either. So always nice to get some hardware. But hardware aside, I just got to go into my little therapeutic talk here, my little rant here. I'm usually a happy-go-lucky, cheerful person. I'm not normally like whatever, blah. And I got to say that it was so awesome to meet up with my friends that I haven't seen over the winter. I must have had a little winter blues, I'd say, or something like that. But to hang with the boys and girls again in the hobby that we all love, oh my God, I feel like, let's go, I'm like ready to rock. And it was such a nice break from my humdrum going to work 9 to 5. I just got to say that, man, it was epic. Another little story about the event I was at. It was the first time Traction RC Mobile Hobby Shop had Cow RC products in hand. I finally came home with a little itty bitty bit of Cow RC tire wash. So this time I would just do one tire for a sample for everybody. And then they're like, oh, well, here's the rest. I'm like, nah, there's a hobby shop right there.
There you go.
Yeah. So
now they can use it on their own too. They don't have to follow you around from race to race.
Oh, it was so cool. But man, just seeing everybody that you missed from winter and stuff like that, it was definitely cool. It was awesome. It's cool to get and hang with your friends again, after a long off season. Yeah. So we do have some pretty kick butt news. Obviously the ultralight grease that a lot of people have been trying to get is going to be back in stock around the 15th. So
yeah,
be peeled for that. Anybody on back order, obviously you're going to get that first, but super cool with that. And then the double XL work mats, they're running a little bit late, so sorry about that. They're expected to ship in 2 to 3 weeks, so stay tuned for that, because I know we have been asking the viewers, we've been asking on the fan page, we've been asking everybody we can think of who has the best personalized travel trailer hooked up with Cow RC. And we definitely want to have that showcase. And what better way with a double XL mat? So I know just this weekend, I'm thinking, like, what can I do to my trailer? I've been checking it out. A lot of you guys gave me some cool ideas with these octagonal lights that
those
you mount. They are so sick. Yeah. So I'm loving you guys for posting all your content. I truly appreciate it, especially when I'm at work. I can just jump on the fan page real quick on break, check it out real quick, put a smile on my face, and then I'm back to the the what. But definitely super cool. So keep that content coming. We do want to have a show about that very soon. Oh man, honestly, if I could afford to, I would love to wrap my trailer, especially with the green and all that stuff. Like,
that'd be awesome.
I would have green streak for sure.
Then you'd have to wrap your truck, and man, how awesome would that be?
It would be pretty dope. Yeah, I would definitely take that. But very cool stuff. Just so we don't waste too much time, I'm going to bring this up right now just so everybody can get the comments in.
Yeah, there you go. So thank you for that.
If you want to win that, hey, and there's only 50 to 60 left. Yeah.
Right.
So if you want to win one of the last remaining packs, this is your chance, baby. So obviously, hashtag solder, and you will be entered in for your chance of two chances to win mats tonight. And obviously, you can see the ticker scrolling across. So super cool. Thanks to Cow RC for putting that up and helping us out with the giveaways. Always appreciated. And for those of you who've been following along, man, we've been having some fun. I don't even think Heath has truly even seen this yet.
Oh, you were teasing him today.
Yeah, kind of, man.
That was mean.
So he's trying to hit 100 miles an hour, and by golly, I want him to hit the 100 miles an hour. Not only that, he wants to do it repeatedly. So he asked me to build a beast of a machine, and what better thing than an electric truggy? It's 8 scale, it's tough. It basically can take the abuse and beating that you need to hit the 100 mile an hour mark. Now, for those that missed a couple episodes, or maybe you didn't, I'll just review some of the products that we used on this amazing build. Obviously, my favorite is the otter butter, because without the otter butter on your diffs and your links and a few other key spots, you might not have the success and longevity that you're used to and looking for. Obviously, you guys seen that we've been testing the graphite. The graphite has definitely been used on all of Heath's parts and components where it's applicable. Yeah. And this weekend, I tried something that in my brain shouldn't work, but I seen a couple of the top drivers pulling one gear out of their diff and going full send. It does seem crazy. So I actually thought I was going to have a mess when I pulled the diff apart. So one of the things that I am definitely using the graphite on is the cross pins in the actual diff. Now, application for this is what I want everybody to learn from my mistakes. Of course, I made them. And the one thing is, for anything that you're going to be putting in fluid and stuff like that, if you just do a nice light coat and let it cure properly, that's all the protection you need. So me thinking I was super smart, I'm going to lose a little bit in the fluids. What I did was I actually let it cure a little bit, put on a second coat, let it cure a little bit, I put on the third coat. And I was speaking to the pro and wasted 2 coats. So all you got to really do is just put the 1 coat on, let it fully cure, then go ahead and assemble it. And even with the 3 coats, I was super impressed. One, that I didn't have any missing teeth inside the diff.
Yeah, that's always good.
Well, honestly, even if it failed or if it stayed together, I know it's not from the graphite, because when I tested it in a fully built proper diff with all the gears in it, dynamite. I had no issues. But pulling a gear out of a diff, it just, in my head, it hurts my head trying to think of like all the shenanigans that is going on to get this thing to go and stop. Really, all I can say is off power, rotate super free, and as soon as you're on power, locks up. Awesome. So when I did pull it apart, I did notice some of the graphite particles in the oil, which is to be expected, because obviously with all the moving components in a diff, there's a lot of metal on metal contact. So super impressed with it. The majority of it stayed put where it was supposed to. And I got to say that the wear and tear that I was expecting coming out of this experiment with the teeth, or with not the teeth, the whole gear missing, it was a success. So
yeah,
so not too bad. Not too bad. It was decent.
How long did you let it cure for? So I'm curious. Like, so you did some trial and error, but it sounds like you still had a lot of success. But like going back, what would you do differently next time?
Okay, so what I did the first time was I actually sprayed it on, and I only let it cure for about 4 hours. And then I went back, I hit it again, and then I only let it cure for about 2 hours, because like, it dries faster than you think.
Yeah,
but if you can let it sit and cure for 24 hours and then assemble it, if you actually have the time, that's where you get your bang for the buck. Okay. So after the 2 hours, I'm like, oh, it's dry again. Okay, I'm just gonna hit it one more time, and yeah. So what Heath and Cow RC was saying was, if I actually applied it a little bit thicker the first coat and let it cure completely the 24-hour, then we would have been off to the races. And just so everybody knows, I'm going to bring this up and we're going to go into it right here. So obviously, yeah, this is the site here, and we're gonna bring it up here. Actually, it's on the site now, right? Here it is. Yeah, the pink one. I always miss the pink. I don't know.
Right. Well, you had your cursor was hovering over it and it messed it up.
All right. So obviously this right here is it's ultra fine. That's one of the most important things. And the micronization of these particles, I think you've seen when me and Tyler were first messing around with it, you got to make sure you have it on something that can contain the mess. There was lots of great suggestions using cardboard to deflect this, that, and the other stuff, but definitely be careful not to get it on anything white or your magnetic mats.
Yeah, please don't. Include your clothes and everything else around it. It's like a paint.
Did he say anything about the carbon series? Because you were spraying it right onto the carbon series, and I was like, wow.
Yeah, so you want to wipe it right off. So like I had a Hide wipe with me. So you want to wipe it off after that, because what it's gonna do is it's gonna sit on there, and then let's just say you put another mat on there, you put your solder mat on there, you touch it, because it's gonna still be on there, so it's gonna get all over your hands, and you might not realize, because it's black on black, so you're not gonna see it on there. It's not gonna hurt the mat necessarily, but it's still gonna be there, so it's gonna transfer.
Heck yeah. And so the one thing that it says right here, note will stain. So he definitely highlights that for sure. But I am surprised it doesn't say how long it takes to cure. But I left it for 24 hours just to be sure after the third coat though. So next time I'm just going to do the one coat, leave it for 24 hours and be okay with that. So what happens is if you spray the first coat on and that adheres to the metal that you're trying to protect, when you spray on the second layer, it only adheres to the layer that you previously sprayed on. It doesn't penetrate through the first layer. So my bad, you're good. Just
hey, that's what we're here for, right? We're screwing stuff up so others don't.
There you go. But
we can't even put stickers on right. What do you expect?
I know. Yeah, watch episode 56 for that. It was a classic. Yeah, it almost instantly cures, and it showed when me and Tyler were testing it out that it looks like it dries like instantly.
Yeah.
Not as fast as the electronics cleaner, but it definitely it definitely adheres real quick. So I'm just going to throw this out to Heath, but can you actually throw it in a liquid after, let's say, an hour? Or should I like just let it, as soon as it looks dry to the eye, I can start assembling the diff? Because I just wanted to make sure that, and I want to make sure for everybody else too.
Well, yeah, but like what you're doing is a little bit different because, like, you know, what I was doing with like a CVD or CV joint, you know, it's open. It's not, you're not putting another fluid or a silicone on top of it. It's just sitting there in the air. But what you're doing is you're basically covering it with oil.
Yeah, it's definitely submerged for sure. That's why, like, I probably went a little extreme, especially with the 3 coats. That was a little extreme. And then waiting hours in between because I wanted to make sure that, well, you know what? I thought I was going to blow it up. I'm not going to lie. I didn't even think it was going to survive. So that just right there kind of blew me away. We in the busy. Now it's time to cook. Is he rapping?
I don't know.
Okay. Oh man. All right. Yeah. All right. So what I want to do is I'll actually show you some of the spots that I was able to use the graphite on Heath's build. He hasn't really seen this yet. I left a few things to show off with the build and a couple ways that I utilize the Utter Butter just to kind of show off a few things. But definitely want to point out where we used the graphite so you guys can see it right on there. So let me just switch up the camera. You ready to go? If used in a situation where it's going to be submerged, a heavier single coat let submerge is longer preferably. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. So don't do my mistake. Don't try and be fancy and make it triple the protection. That's what I was thinking in my head. But yeah. So I definitely smooched down that one there. But honestly, it did what it was supposed to do. So
well, you got first and a top qualifier. So what else did you ask for?
Yeah. Honestly, it felt so good. Whenever you have confidence though in something, that's like the only thing in the back of my head was how long is this diff going to hold together though? Because like you are definitely beating on it. So I'm gonna flip the camera around.
Okay.
And I'm going to bring up Heath's special build. And I believe that I don't even know how much he did. I was teasing him a little bit with it and stuff like that. So I don't even know how much he actually saw, but here it is. Everybody gets to see it all at the same time.
I haven't seen it, so I'm excited.
Boom. All right. Ooh. So obviously this is the new Heath mobile. And I left the link here. I'm going to show you how I build that. But I just want to get in and actually show off where we put the graphite. So hopefully you guys can see the graphite right on the drivetrain and in the pins. And you can see it. When we sprayed it, it cured almost instantly. So we got it there. And we actually have it on this side as well. Now, the one thing that you cannot see is the yellow MOO-Slick ultra thin oil with PTFE for the bearings. All of Heath bearings were pulled apart and treated with the yellow MOO-Slick. So definitely, if you're going for 100 miles an hour, you want to make sure that you have the least amount of rolling resistance as you possibly can. I'm just going to pop this body off. And this is where we're at so far. So we got the front clip all done except for the steering. We got the rear completely done. Now, the thing is with the rear that I wanted to show off is you can see, hopefully, with the camera, if it zooms in on the links, you can see the udder butter right there. And right there. You can see it like right on the edge there. So I use it actually to install the links, which is what we are going to do right here. So you can kind of see it coming out just a smidgen there. And it makes it so you can adjust the links super easily and not have to worry about it, you know, getting stuck, especially on 10 scale. 10 scale is where you benefit the most. So all I do, I'm going to actually tilt this just a little bit so you guys can get a better view. All right, so hopefully, can you see the link there? All right, so all I'm going to do, I'm going to take a little bit of the udder butter, and all I do, I just put it in the thread, like so. So hopefully you guys can see that. So just a little bit on the thread, flip it around, a little bit on the thread. And the important thing to remember here is you don't need to have a whole bunch, just enough to coat the threads. So hopefully here, let's see if I can get you to see that. So just enough to coat the threads is all you truly need. So we'll put that aside. And with the links, you always also want to make sure that you build them the exact same way. So I'm going to try and do this on camera. So bear with me. Hopefully you guys can see this. So I know a few people run it in and out, but look at that. You can see just, oh, sorry. Here, let me see if I can get it. Just a smidgen came out. Now when you go to adjust your links, it'll be buttery smooth. Buttery smooth. You like that? You see what I did there? So obviously for this one, now all we do, we just throw it on. And just like that, boom, you got matching links. And it was super easy. Using the udder butter makes it so you don't have any binding issues, so you don't have any real concerns with it popping off the ball cups if you're running a 10 scale application. Okay, so now the other cool thing that I wanted to show you is this right here. So this is Heath's baby right here. And look at that goodness. I don't know. Hopefully you guys can see there if I line it up. So he's got, maybe you guys saw the weight of the oil in there too. But there's the weight right there, 5K in the rear. So you can see basically just a little bit. And you want to focus it all on the actual teeth, not wasting it on the outside of the crown. So very important there. And definitely on the front as well, making sure that you have it coated. And this has 10 in the front. Now, with Heath trying to hit 1,000,000 miles an hour, I believe that this will be a good base setup. Once all the oils and all that break in, I know there that I'm going to actually recommend. Probably a little bit of a hotter setup. This right here with the center diff, 10 as well. So he's got 10, 10, 5 right now, which is a good base racing setup, which is mostly what I know. And then everything else is off to the races. One of the other products that I definitely recommend and is truly needed whenever you're building anything with aluminum pieces, going into aluminum, anything with aluminum, just to dabble do ya. Just give it a quick little shake, a few little drops, and you're good to go. Pro tip here as well, do not let the Loctite get on your mat. If you do, wipe it off right away. You should be okay, but it will stain if you leave it on there. So very important to make sure that you're using the Loctite as well. Now, if it's a critical area, and I notice that they might have some oil in the hardware, I will hit it first with obviously my favorite MOO Clean of all time, the industrial grade electronics cleaner and degreaser. So I'll hit it with that first. So that way I know that the Loctite will do its job for sure. So definitely super cool. And now what I want to try and do is I want to try and set up the camera so we can show you how an application of MOO-Slick will work on here. So I'm going to grab my MOO-Slick and I'm going to show you guys exactly what I mean. And I have the mist nozzle on my MOO-Slick. So I'm just going to give it a quick mist here. And you can see it hopefully evaporate. Let me see if I can pull that off here. I'm going to pull this clip off here. And I'm just going to flip this up just so you guys can see. And I'm going to try and get it under my awesome pit light. And look at it evaporate. And then watch the shine compared this one that's treated to the upper one, which is untreated. So you guys will see the difference in the shine and protectant. Like we always say, oh, it's a brand new kit, you should be good. No, that is the best time to do it, is when it is a brand new kit. So you can see the difference. So let me see if I can stand it up side by side. There we go.
Oh yeah, you did really good.
Yeah, like look at the difference already. Like you can just see the sheen in the left side, the treated side, to the right side where it's untreated. So definitely a great product. And man, it is one of my favorite ones. Once I clean up all the rides and I know I'm putting it away for the weekend, it makes everything look brand spanking new. And a few times people are like, oh man, Adam just keeps getting new kits every event. No, you take care of your equipment and it will take care of you. So just mist it on there, nice and light coats. And I even put a little bit too much product on there myself, because watch, I'll just do the other side real quick just to show you guys. And this is another thing where less is more. So you don't have to put on a ton of it. You just want to just coat the entire area and you're off to the races. And this is a great way to lubricate as well. So obviously the bearings have all been treated with the yellow ultra thin oil, but you can also use the MOO-Slick as well as a lubricant. So we were using that in the ball diffs first, which now we have switched over to the graphite, and I've been loving it with the graphite. Depending upon your maintenance routines, either one will definitely protect, but I find that the graphite in racing applications just gives it that little extra bit of security that you want. And if you're going to be maintaining your vehicle after the end of each event to look for wear, tear, and possibly broken parts, I would more lean towards the graphite. If you are more of a hobbyist and you just want to have sun protection, and you're not necessarily going to be pulling it apart. The MOO-Slick will be right up your alley, and you'll be plenty happy with that. But now you can see, like in the light, like how nice that looks on both of them. You can just see the light beating right off of it.
It makes it look so much shinier.
Oh, it gives it pop, the pro pop. So I'm going to jump over to the other camera, and I'll just give Heath one more sneak peek here. So he's basically down to 2 bags left, and he's done. So
wow,
we're rocking and rolling on the build. And I was like legit gonna finish everything, and he wanted to do a little bit of extra for the show, so we kind of pumped the brakes a little bit, and now we're gonna have some fun with it for sure. There we go. I am back.
Oh, great! No, that was a great demo. I love that.
Well, it's so easy to use the products, and especially when you have all of the components exposed when you're building a brand new kit. So I did pre-treat all of his links on the kingpin, upper and lower, because it's a pillow ball truggy, and obviously the kingpin on the rear. And I'll just grab it. I don't need to switch cameras again, but like, you want to talk about free. Look at this. Where's my other camera? Like, look at that.
Oh,
like,
nice.
It is so free. So he got all the love that I could possibly give him. I ran the reamer through each of these as well, and they're all treated. So everything is just flowing the way it can, and it just frees everything up. You have it together, and it's nice and easy, and everything drops like that. Like, you can't ask for anything better. So that's just one side here, one side here. So the sway bar's working and everything and functioning the way it should. So if you take your stuff and treat it well beforehand, you're going to be way better off and more, beneficial in the future. Because now that you have the treated product, when you go to clean it, that's where it takes it to the next level. So now you just hit it with the parts and chassis wash, you hit it with the cow blaster, and your car almost looks brand new again. Not only that, I don't recommend that you use the MOO-Slick in between rounds, because it does need time to cure. I was guilty of doing it in between rounds, and I didn't know that it helps attract the dirt. Learn from my mistake again, So, but right before I do all my thorough cleaning, I go through everything, make sure everything's dialed. I put it on the bench, get it all ready to rock and roll, and then of course you hit it with the MOO-Slick right before it goes on the shelf. That way, when you pull it out, you've already went through everything and you're good to go.
Well, there's a question up on the screen, Adam, that's right up your alley, which is about how do you clean nitro pipes?
Man, me and Heath were talking about it, and I don't know if he wants to get into a proper cleaner for that, but right now I am using Mother's polish. It's a metal polish. I can actually share it on the fan page if Heath don't care. Okay. But currently we do not have anything that can get through. So let's just say your pit help spills a little bit of nitro fuel on your awesome looking pipe. You guys know that you're like, well, what the heck? You're not going to see it until you're done your qualifier or your round, and it's obviously going to be burnt to the pipe. So we were talking about it, me and Heath, but right now I am still using the Mother's polish. Obviously, all I do, I just put like a little bit on the microfiber cloths and do that. And I don't know if you guys seen the new CalRC microfibers. This hook I thought was gimmicky at first, but if you look at all of my pit areas, I can just hang it right by my knee and leg. It's long enough where it's out of my way for my chair to go in and out, but then I can just flip it up and put it on my leg, and then I can wipe off the excess udder butter and stuff like that I was doing for that little demo. Yeah. So it's the little things that you don't really expect are going to have that much of an impact, take it to the next level. Similar to some of the ideas that you guys had. It was just awesome. And hearing the comments and stuff like that, definitely super cool. Yeah, like such a little thing too.
Well, that was one of the things I know that, like, when Heath was going through prototypes for the microfiber towels, that was one of those items. Not all of them came with one of those. I think, we looked at like the ones with the little grommets that like you'd have like on a golf towel or something like that. Well,
Right.
we got to find something that's going to hook onto that. So you have to actually have a hook. You don't have just a loop to hang on something. So it's just all those little nuances and trying things, and failing is where you learn everything.
Yeah. Well, you know what? When my kids pit me, I definitely need the help keeping my pipe clean, man. We definitely have some fun, and you always try and say, "Hey, relax. There's no pressure. We're just here to have fun." And then when you see it, you're pulling into the pit, you're nice and relaxed, and they're freaking out, they're shaking, they're dropping fuel all over the place, and I'm just excited they get me back on the track, pointing in the right direction. So
that's right.
Yeah. Nitro is definitely one of those things. I'm still, I wouldn't say new, but definitely not pro. Not pro. and my help is not pro. So we just go there and have some fun. And Nathan now, everybody thought he was a lot older. He's like 6'1" 2 now.
Really?
He's 2 inches taller than me now. So
wow.
And he's only 13. So like everybody's all like, yeah, how old were you when you had kids? He's like, oh no, he's only 13. They're like, what? Like, yeah. But he can manhandle the buggy now like it's nobody's business, but he's only 13, so he still gets a little scared, right? So it's cute and funny at the same time. Yeah, the thing is with anything new kit related, I've been putting a lot of love and effort into Heath's build, and wait till he sees the carbon inserts, all the carbon bill and all that stuff. I just hope he doesn't flip over at 100 miles an hour and saws off the freaking carbon wicker bill. But it's gonna look cool when he gets it. The other thing is, how do you guys ship a truggy? Because it's not going to fit in the box now.
No, that's true.
Yeah, so I've never really had to worry about shipping one assembled.
That's true. Yeah, you might have to take off the front and rears. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a big beast.
Get a bigger box, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, and the ideas that he has are truly next level, and I can't wait to see him bring it to fruition. I'm excited for him, and I know he's gonna love it. It's one of those things that you can definitely build in multiple different ways, and for him to take a racing truggy and try and do this with it is truly special for sure.
Cool. I hope he can control it. It's one thing to build it, but another thing to drive it. It's not easy.
And I'm curious to see how long. Take off the wheels and zip tie the suspension together. I would actually not ship it with the suspension on at all. I'm a little mental. I don't know if you guys seen my walkthroughs through the shop and stuff like that when I actually did it, but all of my shocks, I'll leave the front hooked up, but I have the bottoms totally unhooked. So there's no unsprung weight. And I don't know if it's just in my head, but I would think that with the weight, it would bend your A-arm. So I don't know. I'm just like that. I take them off. Wrap the trigger in tons of microfiber. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah. You meant truggy. That's the best. Oh, sorry, with no shocks. Yeah. No, for sure. I'm just weird like that. I definitely think sitting on the shelf, if you have it, if you're only maybe for a week, I'm sure it would be fine. But we just came from the off season. I always have my shocks just dangling. Okay. But I used to actually like take them off, and then I'm like, okay, well, what one goes for what kit?
Well, yeah, good point. But no, that's actually I hadn't thought about that, but I can see what you're saying. So it's got it. I mean, that's true with full size vehicles. If you have something you don't want to leave something sitting on a rack or whatever for a long time because it starts putting all that weight on the shock.
Oh yeah. Hey Dino, great suggestion. That's not a bad idea. I would want to more pick his brain to see actually what he is going to use for a radio. I'm hoping he has something current because nobody remembers the last time he actually did this back in the day.
There's something current. It's
No problem.
like a 90s radio.
Yeah. Oh my God. He's got a Lynx or something like that. I don't even know. But yes, you're welcome. Another thing that Heath threw my way, which I couldn't believe I really liked, is the new foam block car stands. So I actually have it in the camper right now. The only thing I grabbed was my trophies and the painted bodies because I just wanted to show them off because I'm definitely super proud of my kids and they basically gave the painter free reign, but you can definitely tell which one's a boys and what one's a girls. I'll tell you that.
Okay, so he's still
maybe
Spectrum. Okay, well that's a good one. That's what I run.
Oh wait, look at it. So AVC isn't good for speed runs. It can't cause a bad crash if it takes over too much. And another thing that I heard about AVC, automatic vehicle control, is that if it detects any wheel slippage, it'll slow it down. So if you're going for like full bore, give her all you got, I don't care about wheel spin. Let's go. Yeah.
I'll do some research on that.
Yeah. The somebody mentioned a gyro a few things up or something like that, but like a gyro a gyro would help with like the left and right steering and stuff like that.
I mean that's what we use in drifting. I've never used a gyro in speed runs, but I would see it would probably work.
Yeah, I heard it helps with the correction of the steering and stuff like that. So I would think that would be a help, but he's right. AVC isn't really that good for it, but definitely the one thing that is good for it is preparing it correctly, using all the products we discussed, and making sure that we bring this bad, to life. I can't wait for him to
do videos.
I want to see videos too. So obviously, we have a little something rotating in the back there.
Oh yeah, should we show it off? I didn't know if anybody picked up on it yet. Why there's this box sitting back here just rotating around here, but might as well talk about what we're up to here. So nothing out of the ordinary about this. This is just an Axial SCX 24. It's I chose the Bronco with the white hard body because I thought it looked cool with all the accessories and scale accessories, all that type of stuff. But so what we're doing with this is going to be I'll call it a multiple episode, and it's not going to be a continuous episode feature. And Adam is also going to get himself a 24 scale. I think you're going for the racing genre of RC, as you would. Man. But so what Adam and I are doing is we're going to take these two 24 scale vehicles. Adam doesn't have his yet. And we're going to take it through the Cal RC paces. We're going to get these things ready for the trail / street / racetrack, whatever you want to use it for. And Adam and I are going to kind of show everybody how the products work on multiple genres. So, I'm showing how they work. Let's just use an example, udder butter. How are we lubricating gears on a crawler? How is Adam lubricating gears on a race car, right?
Yeah.
And so forth. Talking about tire prep, any type of thread locker, all that type of stuff. And just showing how these products work on these small scale vehicles. And then also talk about, how do they work on the larger scale vehicles? Do some products work on 10 scale, maybe not on 24 scale? So we're going to kind of go through that whole process. We're going to drive these things and use them after we prep them properly. And then we're also going to be getting some custom painted bodies for both. So I've got a custom paint. I chose a body. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet, but it's not a Bronco shell. It's going to be another clear shell. And Dell from DIP is going to be painting these bodies for us. And so what we're going to be doing here is when Adam and I go through this, this is going to be, a few months going into this. We haven't chose a time to start yet, but what we're going to do is get ourselves kind of situated so we're ready to go, and then we're going to kind of periodically go through this on multiple episodes, show you how the products are working, show you the progression, and then after we're all done playing with these things, we're going to give them away. We're going to give them away with all done up. It's kind of very similar to what we did with the Operation 11 Charlie giveaway. Taking a brand new vehicle, getting it all dialed up with KRC products, getting a nice custom paint job done for it, and then give it away. So that's really what we know right now. We're kind of just into, we're halfway there, right? We got it. Yeah. We've got an RC. So, and we've got KRC products. So we're there. We just don't quite know when we're going to start, and we're kind of going through all those details, but we can't turn back now. The investment has been made.
Let's do it.
It's time to do it. So just stop talking and do it. That's where we're going to go.
So obviously, Tom, I'm going to go with the brand new Micro T. It is the Low-C Racing one, and it's the truggy version. And it's just weird that I'm building a bigger truggy for Heath. So like Tyler was saying, I just want to elaborate on that a little bit. So he's going to be doing the crawler side. I'm going to be doing the racing side. And we're both going to say kind of like what we realized from the smaller scale that I can utilize on, he said the 10 scale. I'm going to be doing it mostly on the 8 scale. Now that my 10 scale stuff is put away until the colder weather, although this weekend was still cold for us for whatever reason, kind of like I still live in Canada or something. Jeez Louise.
Yeah, no kidding.
But yeah, definitely going to be a lot of fun. And I can't wait to kind of compare how things work from like a platform to platform, basically. And I'm super excited. My body is going to be awesome, and I can't wait to see what Dell can do with it for sure. But I'm feeling like it's going to be one of those things that people want to win. And for Heath to do this again, twice as much fun. We're going to be giving away 2 vehicles, not just one. So super, super cool.
It's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to doing this. I had a good time. I know you had a good time putting together the Operation 11 Charlie build.
Yeah.
It's just fun. It's fun taking a new kit, new RTR, and kind of disassembling it. And who doesn't like working with a clean RC and making it, operate the way it should be, getting all that junky grease out that comes with it, if it even comes with grease, putting in the right stuff to last a long time. And the whole purpose of doing this is so that way you don't have to do the maintenance as frequently. If you do it right the first time, like Adam was showing, using the MOO-Slick silicone on the chassis, the reason you're doing that is you're protecting it, you're giving it a barrier to repel dirt. So that way when you have to clean, you're going to have to clean. It doesn't prevent you from cleaning it, but it makes the job so much easier when you already have that silicone applied to it. And same thing with all the lubrication that we're going to be doing for these things, and it's going to be fun. It's 24 scales of fun. I'll call it a smaller, a little bit easier scale to build and play with. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, we got way more viewers than we have on the thing. Just remember, if you're on Instagram and you're hashtagging, I've seen a couple I just checked. Please make sure you jump over to either YouTube or Facebook, hashtag there. That's the only way the comments actually work for you to win one of 2 solder mats that are going to be collector's items now, but definitely super cool. And Raymond, yes, I didn't get to try it, but I got my butt kicked by one of my close friends in the Low-C NASCARs, and he jammed so much Utter Butter into his friggin' diff that when he was screwing, he had 3 of them in. Utter Butter was oozing out of the last screw hole as he was trying to get it in. But definitely super cool. I can't wait to start messing around with them. This will be my first smaller scale thing. The smallest scale that I've ever owned is 10 scale. So
is it? Okay.
Yeah, I've never had anything.
You're gonna have to get your bifocals out so you can see this stuff.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm super happy I had the pit lamp. And you know what? I've been bringing the desk lamp with me now, too.
Oh, have you?
My kid keeps taking mine, And then I'm like, what? Like, why is it so dark? And it's like, I see him over there and it's like, he's got mine. So we've been bringing both now to our area, and it's been enlightening.
Oh, here's a nice tip. Crash bushings and the rear axle should be coated. Okay, nice. Okay, yeah. So for the 24 scale, yeah, that makes sense. And I think that will be. I think that's a good point. I think a lot of like when I was testing the graphite, I didn't have a 24 scale vehicle to test on, but I think that is going to be actually a really good product for a 24 scale, just because it's the little parts, right? You don't need a lot of grease to lubricate these. So I think that actually will be a really good solution.
Yeah, and I agree, Mr. Ghost. Same with us. Since we've been using the products, we actually get a little bit more longevity out of the stuff. The biggest thing for me, the tire wash. Oh my God. It has made my like we were talking about it, and it is definitely made it next level. But the one last thing that I wanted to bring up was the 2025 gauntlet. How many of you guys are going? What vehicle should I get? And man, I think this is going to happen. So
good.
We got to figure out the particulars. Yeah, we got to figure out the particulars. But I'm stuck on, what was that vehicle called that you said there? That was
the Hillman.
Hillman. Yeah, I just, man, it looks so. I want it. That's the one I want.
I was telling you, you missed out. You missed out on a deal going on for that Gen 9. That's a good one. I saw Zach took advantage of that. He's posted like a madman. They went on sale, I don't know, a year ago, and I picked one up. There's all kinds of stuff. I mean, there's going to be more sales going on and all kinds of different vehicles. And who knows? I might have an extra one I could even lend you to.
So what I was curious about was, is it because, like, man, I only get new 8 scale, and I'm the one that always sells my 1-year-old kit, and I always like to start off fresh, So is it worth it to look into buying a hopped up aftermarket crawler?
Good. Yeah. Okay. I mean, you could. There's a lot of good deals. I mean, people are getting in and out of the hobby all the time, right? Or they do the same thing. They're going to upgrade to the next one, and they're going to get rid of their slightly used vehicle. I mean, it's all about how people are treating it, really.
Yeah, no, I know everybody says they got my back and all that stuff, and I truly do love that vibe and can appreciate all that. But I gotta at least roll up with one dope vehicle, like at least something.
Yeah.
And so far, man, like the Vanquish H10 optic sounds really cool. I'll definitely add a picture.
I've got the Optic 2. I have like a actually Jeremy Burris built it for me. It's kind of like a hybrid optic, and I have a kit optic that I haven't finished yet. That maybe I need to get that done so I can bring it out there. But that Pro kit that Jeremy's talking about right here, I have that as well. That's a very good kit, and it's on sale. So that might be something. That's a pure kit, so you can build it all.
Yeah, no, I'm writing that one down.
Lots so that's of aftermarket support.
All right, and so with the okay, maybe I got to ask this question a little bit better. You were saying that, like, if we get to this comp and it's as big as I think it's going to be awesome. Is it just based on, like, so if I was to get the Pro kit, I can run it in more than just one class if I get the right tires, right?
I think so. I have not been to it, but my understanding is the classes are dictated by your tire size. So I'm thinking that if you have, called a 419 and a 475 tire, you can be able to do 2 different classes. Is what I understood. But correct me, I know Jerry Burris is on here. He's been there a couple times, so he'll know. He can probably help us. He'll teach us.
Yeah, one for sale, one super clean micro T to beat up wrong code. Better show you us what you got.
That's right.
Awesome. Yeah. Welcome to the show. But yeah, definitely loving the tire wash, man. That's where I've been having the most fun lately, was with the dirt oval stuff, because like I was saying earlier in the show, like my RC therapy this weekend, I got to see all of my friends that we kind of came out of the woodworks for the first trophy race of the year, And man, I didn't realize I had like the little bit of winter blues, and this is the rejuvenation I needed. And man, it was such a, I feel like a new kid. I tell you, man, like getting to hang and party with your friends again and having a few adult beverages once the kids went down for a nap or for bed at night. Oh my God. It's just one of those things that just, this is why we do it. And it was such a great way to connect with friends that you haven't seen. And we hit it off like we just haven't seen each other for a few days. And meanwhile, we haven't seen each other since like the first 2 days in October. And like you're talking months and months. It was awesome. So
I think it's about time to get rid of, give away our solder mats here. We're getting close to the hour.
We are up on the hour. Jeez Louise. All right. So here, I'll bring it up real quick just so everybody else can get back in. But we are definitely going to be giving away. Yeah, we're only at 36. So you guys gotta hashtag this, man.
Yeah. People that haven't gone in yet. I've seen them coming in. So, and don't forget, if you don't win tonight, they actually only have 3 minutes. If you go in, use go on the KRC website, use the code cow-tech, and you order a solder mat, you get a second one for free. So take advantage of that. You're also saving yourself 10% off your entire order. So take advantage of it. There's 36 entries. We're only giving away 2, so your chances are slim. Don't miss out on getting yourself 2 for 1 on the site, minus the 10% off even. So you're going to get yourself a good deal regardless.
Everybody can use the solder mat, man. Trust me, man.
Right.
These things are money. And one of the best things is I've been using the big solder mat to hold all of my batteries and charging stuff now. And you should see it in the pits. It looks amazing. All right. Here we go. First solder mat coming up. Yeah. Good luck.
Write this down here.
Who's it gonna be? Jeremy. There you go. Congratulations. He was being just super nice, man. And it all comes out
with all the rules for the gauntlet.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. Giving away mat number 2. Good luck, everybody. Kurt's RC. Man, congratulations, guys. Man, awesome to see. Awesome. Yeah. And don't forget, you got the buy one, get one free. Still got a couple minutes to cruise on over to the site. All you got to use is the code COW-TECH, and Heath will hook you up. You will not see it in the cart, but it will be there. So hopefully we will see you guys in 2 short weeks. We have a special show coming up. Maybe we'll talk a little bit more about the gauntlet. Who knows? Maybe I'll even have something to share with you guys on what I'm going to be rocking. Because I'm feeling the itch, man. Like I gotta get something.
Buy something.
Gotta get something. Gotta get it. But thanks for joining. Episode 59 already done. It flew by, man. I'm happy you're watching the time. But yeah, man. All right, you guys have a great night. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you in 2 short weeks for episode 60 already.
Yeah, see you later, everybody. Thanks.
Crazy. Bye.